Most of the admission for bachelor's program is already done and the colleges are going to start super soon. So if you're someone starting your first year and planning that maybe after your bachelor's you would like to do your master's abroad, then this video is for you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Shreya and I'm currently doing my master's at TU Hamburg in Germany. I'm not saying that you need to start preparing for your master's applications right from your first year. Well, you have 4 years and a lot can change in those 4 years. But if I were to go back to my first year of my bachelor's and knowing things that I know now, and also knowing for a fact that I would want to do my master's abroad, then these are some things which I would definitely do throughout those 4 years. And some of these things helped me build my profile, some helped me academically, and honestly, some had nothing to do with my master's but just helped me get a better college experience. So if I were to start all over again, this is how would I do it. I think the first one is probably the most obvious one, but a lot of students still make this mistake, and you come to college thinking that, oh, this is just the first year and I still have 3 more years. But you're suddenly in your final year and you're seeing that your GPA isn't what you wanted it to be. So I would take academics seriously from the very beginning, but I'm also not saying that you need to spend your entire college life just studying. I don't think it's necessary, and also that is not something what college life should be about. But your grades stay with you throughout the entire journey, and especially when you apply to universities abroad, your GPA is a very important part of your application. So I would say that start building good habits from the very beginning. Take your subjects, try to understand them, and don't fall behind so much so that you spend an entire semester just to recover from it. And don't think that first year does not matter. And don't let your grades stop you from doing everything else that I talk about, because having a good profile is so much more than just your GPA. The second thing I would do is start exploring my field as early as possible. But by that, I don't mean that you have to decide already what you want to do for the rest of your career. I, of course, definitely did not knew that. Your first year is the perfect time for you to explore different things because you don't know what you like yet. For example, if you're studying engineering and you have multiple subjects and multiple domains, well, you can try all of them and see what you actually like. Maybe try attending a workshop, take part in a technical event, or talk to seniors about what they are doing, or just pick up something and see if you like it or not. Because you might enter college thinking that you like one particular area, but after doing a project or taking up another subject, you realize that your interest lies in a completely different field. And I think that's completely fine. So I think the first year should be about exploring what you like, and then second year and third year, you can dig deeper into those particular fields. Once you start figuring out what really interests you, I would definitely recommend you to start doing projects and not wait till your final year to do your first proper project. Your first project doesn't have to be something very complicated. In fact, it shouldn't be. Well, if you're in your first year and you're building something small just to understand things, it's already useful. Then, as you get better, your projects can get more complicated and more related to the field that you are actually interested in. And one thing that I want to emphasize is don't build projects just for mentioning it on your CV. Because eventually someone is going to ask you about it. Maybe a professor or an interviewer, or maybe someone looking at your master's application. Be able to explain what exact problem you were trying to solve, what approach did you choose, what didn't work out, what did you learn from it, and also what is it that you would do differently now. Another thing that I would really want to recommend, especially if you plan to do your master's later, is to build a good relationship with your professors. And by that, I don't mean that you need to constantly talk with them or try to impress them, but if there is a professor whose subject really interests you, I think you should really go and talk to them. Ask them questions, find out what they are working on, and if there is a project in which you could also help them with it, then I would definitely recommend taking that opportunity. And this is something I think is useful for two reasons. First, you're doing something out of your coursework and learning something new. And second, eventually, when you apply for a master's, having a professor who knows you and who also knows that you've done some good work is really valuable. And please don't start talking to professors in your final year just because you need a recommendation letter. Try to build that relationship throughout your bachelor's. And if you get a research opportunity, I would definitely recommend you to try it, even if you're not sure if you want to do research in long run or not. If you work on something and it eventually becomes a paper and you get to present it at a conference and it further gets published, that's great. But even if it doesn't, then trying to investigate a problem and trying to understand the solution teaches you a lot in itself. Next is something I think is very important, especially in your first year. Try to participate in as many activities as you can. If your college has clubs that you're interested in, go and see what they have to offer. If you're also into sports, try to participate in as many sports competitions as possible. If you know that there's a hackathon being hosted and you've never been a part of one, just go and try it. You don't have to continue doing every single thing you try. But I think first year is the best time to experiment because you're not going to have as much time as you have in the very beginning. Later, your academics get harder and you might have internships, research projects, and even your master's applications going on. So I would definitely make the most out of my first years, and you don't necessarily have to always ask yourself, is it really going to help me in my application process? Because you're allowed to do things if you like them. For example, if you like a sport, you should play it. You're allowed to do things because you enjoy them. Something else I would recommend is to actually take out time and understand the opportunities that your college gives you. Because when you enter college, there are so many things happening around and you actually don't know what's available for you. So, talk to seniors, follow your college's social media pages, go and talk to professors, go and see what programs are actually available for you. For example, my college VIT Pune offered various exchange semester programs, and I decided to have a look into it and eventually completed an exchange semester at Hochschule University of Applied Sciences. So, if your college has an exchange semester program, I definitely recommend you to take a look into it. And the same thing applies to other opportunities also. Maybe your college has a summer school, a research collaboration, or an industry collaboration. You don't necessarily have to do all of these things, but if there is something which is really interesting to you, do check out the requirements, and if everything fits perfectly, then just go for it. Sometimes you just need to know that an opportunity exists before you can take an advantage of it. And now I'm going to talk about something which probably isn't going to help your master's application, but I think is equally important. So, build a good friend circle because your friends are going to have a huge impact on your college experience. Try to surround yourself with people who support you, who are happy when you are, and also try to push you out of your comfort zone when you're being too comfortable. Sometimes you might not want to participate in something because you're scared and you think you're not good enough, but having a friend who says, just apply, what's the worst can happen, can actually make you apply for it. But at the same time, your friends shouldn't make college feel like a competition. You don't need to constantly compare your GPAs or your internships with the people around you because everyone is going to have a different journey. And honestly, some of the best things that I remember about college have nothing to do with my resume or my academics. So make sure you're building your profile, but also making sure you enjoy your college life. This is probably the most important thing that I would want you to remember. Don't go in your first year thinking that you need to build a perfect profile for your masters. You don't. You don't need to have 10 internships, 20 certificates, 10 research papers, or 15 extracurricular activities. And honestly, I think students get so caught up in building a perfect profile that they only do things just because it will look good on their CV. Instead, try things and figure out what you genuinely enjoy. If you discover that you really enjoy research, then do more of it. If you think you like coding, then try to build more things. If you love sports, continue playing. If you enjoy being parts of clubs and organizing events, take more responsibilities in it. Your profile should eventually reflect who you are and what you've actually done during your bachelor's, and it should not be just a checklist. So, if I had to simplify all of this in 4 years, this is how it would be. In first year, focus more on exploring, keep your grades good, try meeting new people, and try exploring the areas which might interest you. In second year, once you've explored a bit, try experimenting more seriously, do projects, talk to professors, participate in competitions, and look for opportunities that actually help you grow in the field that you are interested in. By third year, I would try to build some depth. If there is some area that already interests you, then start building more meaningful projects in it or look for internships in that field and also start thinking what kind of masters you eventually want to do. And by fourth year, you can start putting everything together. You'll have your final year project, your academic records, your extracurricular activities, and you can use all of this to start with your master's application. So you don't need to do everything in your first year, you just need to start. And looking back at my own bachelor's, I think all of these things happened very naturally throughout the 4 years. I obviously focused on my academics, but I also participated in sports, hackathons, and different co curricular activities. I worked on projects, I got involved in research, I worked with professors, and I ended up publishing multiple research papers. I also took advantage of the exchange semester opportunity that my college provided, and of course, I had a really good group of friends who made the whole experience much more enjoyable. And I think all of these things eventually helped me build a profile that I actually needed when I started applying for master's program in Germany. By the end of my bachelor's, I graduated as the best outgoing student. Academically, I was department rank 5, but I think what I liked most about that recognition was that it wasn't only because of my grades, it was because I had participated in different areas throughout college. I had done sports, hackathons, co curricular activities, research, and projects while also maintaining good academics. And I think that's what a well rounded student means. It's not that you are best at everything, but you make the most of all the opportunities that came on your way. So, if you're starting your bachelor's right now, I don't want you to feel that you need to have everything figured out right at the moment. You don't need to know exactly which country you would want to apply to, or which university you are going to study in, or even the specialization that you want to pursue further. You have 4 years to figure that out. Just make sure you make the most out of those 4 years. Take your academics seriously, explore your field, try to do some projects, talk to professors, and make good memories in your college. Because when these 4 years are over, hopefully you will have both a good and strong master's profile and a college experience that you are genuinely happy that you've had. And I think that's a much better goal than just spending your 4 years to build a perfect CV. That is it for today's video. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and also follow me on my Instagram. And I will see you super soon. Bye bye.